Hey folks, I am here trying to film a last minute entry for Robert Z's um, Mount Rushmore vocalist contest. Uh, Pretty excited about this. My family has a history. I'm from Kentucky. That's kind of where my mother's side of the family has been. But my father's side is actually out in South Dakota. Family was kind of rooted in Faith, South Dakota, which is kind of on the other side of the Badlands from Mount Rushmore. In fact, my grandfather was born in what now is a ghost town in the Badlands. So we know that area of the country. I've been out there a number of times. I've seen Mount Rushmore, and have to agree with Robert Z that it is a magnificent sight. It's one thing to see pictures, but to see it with the naked eye is just pretty amazing. Um, Now, my if you've been watching, you notice that right over here I have a that's Mount Rushmore up on the wall, um, and that was done by my grandmother, Mary McHenry. She passed in the early 90s. I guess she probably did that for me back in the 80s. I'm not sure what you'd call it. It's chalk on velvet. There was a pattern, though my grandmother was a fantastic artist. In fact, she was once hired to do a mural in a restaurant there. Um, but yeah, so also my grandmother, she was first first generation born in the U.S. She was the daughter of Hungarian immigrants. So her maiden name was Petros, and there must have been something in the Petros gene that was artistic because she was a great artist. My aunt is a great artist. My aunt's grandsons have shown. I don't know if my cousin Jackie has shown. I don't know if she's done much in art, but I know her sons are. I know her oldest son. I've seen some of his work, and it's pretty good. So I think through that side of the family, there's really some good artistry. So um, anyway, let's get on with the contest. Um, so first up, this will be an absolutely zero surprise to anyone who ever watches this YouTube channel. And the first guy going up on my Mount Rushmore of vocalists is Russ Taff, the GOAT, the greatest of all time. He is the son of a Pentecostal preacher. He has a voice that just radiates passion. Um, I have a theory about vocalists. Let's see if I can do this quickly. I think there are primarily two types of vocalists. There are the technicians, um, maybe like a Stevie Wonder, someone who can do all sorts of things, has great range, and do all sorts of things with their voice. Just absolutely gifted. And then there are like character voices, and I think more along the lines of Johnny Cash, where Cash wouldn't do anything that would be super amazing. He very little runs, notes probably not very far apart, uh, but just almost the air going over his vocal cords produced magic. I mean, he just had that kind of great voice, and to me, Russ is a little mixture of both. I mean, he has that great um, it just whatever he sings sounds great, and he has all incredible amount of ability. So, you know, and he's such, and I can't overemphasize the passion. I have often compared his voice to Coltrane's saxophone in just the visceral nature of that instrument. If you, I can't imagine someone listening to Russ Taff and not feeling something. Um, 6-time Grammy winner. He's also 8-time Dove Award winner, which is kind of the Gospel Music Association equivalent. But as they have, a lot has been going on this year regarding his career, because they just did a documentary. I think the thing that stuck out the most to me was that he is a 3-time Gospel Music Hall of Fame inductee. He was inducted as a member, well, he was inducted as a solo artist. He was also inducted as a member of the Imperials, one of the great vocal groups of all time, connected to Elvis. And then he was also inducted as a member of the Gaither Vocal Band. And there he is right there. And of course, Bill Gaither being one of the great gospel artists of all time. So yeah, so there's my first guy, Russ. I just I just can't even describe it. I will put links in the description to some of the songs that I think are signature and kind of re-emphasize my point. But yeah, Russ Taff, in my opinion, the GOAT. The second person going up on my Mount Rushmore, it's Aretha. I don't know what to say about Aretha that we don't already know. Powerhouse, soulful, just can do it all. Amazing pipes. And of course, the country is kind of still mourning her passing. So yeah, if you're gonna go to my Mount Rushmore, you're gonna have to take a Freeway of Love and a pink Cadillac. And you know, since I have such a soft spot for gospel singers, don't forget she could sing gospel with the best of them too. So that's my second inductee to my Mount Rushmore, Aretha Franklin. The next one will be a total mystery, probably. This next guy, he has it all as well. He has great range, and really, Aretha, the kitten is down here, and okay, try not to. Where was I? Okay, my third inductee is known mainly to the world for one song, Butterfly Kisses. And his name's Bob Carlisle. But he was hardly a one-hit wonder. He got his start with a band called Allies. There he is in the center. Allies, a contemporary Christian group that played a lot of rock. Well, and varied. Their last several albums varied in style greatly. and they also did some really big power ballads. And Bob Carlyle could belt with the best of them. In fact, the song I'll link in the description is off this album. This is Allies Man with a Mission, and the song I'm talking about is called Heaven. And Bob starts this song in the stratosphere, and by the time he gets done, you almost think the heavens are going to part. It is an amazing. It's one of the best vocal lines I think I've ever heard. He did some solo work after he left Allies. This particular album is more soul, kind of like Memphis soul with a lot of horns. Great album. One more to show you just for the picture so you can see what he looked like. But he also, while I'm building up his ability to handle ballads, he had another gear. He had a rock rasp gear that he could kick into and rock out with the best of them. A very versatile singer, and there just wasn't anything he couldn't do. And that brings me to my fourth member, the late great Eva Cassidy, taken way too soon. This woman could own a song like no other. In fact, most of the material she's ever recorded were covers, and after she did them, it'd be hard. After you've heard her do Fields of Gold, Sting's Fields of Gold, hers is probably the most definitive recording of it. Her voice is so pure on that song, and she has such control. You'd almost feel like she could float a feather and land it on the head of a pin. Her voice is so pure and so controlled, but at the same time she could belt blues and soul with the best of them. Just an amazing singer. But cancer got her, and we'll never know exactly how great she could have been. Now, probably the definitive recording for Eva would be Live at Blues Alley, but I don't recommend getting this one. There is a new recording called Songbird that I believe has this disc plus another disc. If you're doing CD, it'd be a 2 CD set. This disc and another disc of other material from this same Blues Alley. She was from Washington, D.C. She performed a lot at this Blues Alley, and so that's what that project is. I've been talking some with Andy Borders, and he loves her too, and talking about trying to pick this up. I've actually seen the Songbird, the double disc collection on vinyl in a four disc set, and that would be the one to go for. I've seen them on eBay as low as $45, $50. A little pricey, but for 4 albums from this, oh wow, yeah, that I might have to break down and get that when I get my bonus or my overtime money. She's so amazing. So that's my 4 for the for the Mount Rushmore. So I'm going to wrap this up and try to get this uploaded because I'm really pushing the deadline. So hope you're having a great week. Hope I didn't seem too scatterbrained in this video. And I will see you soon. Have a great one.